Ankita, we can. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so all of you just be seated where you are. Okay, are you comfortable, everyone? Take in a deep breath, in through your nose, out through your mouth. Wonderful. Everyone is comfortable, right? I can't see, just 2 or 3 videos around. Okay. So just inhale and exhale. Breathe in from your nose. Maybe you want to do the 4-7 formula, which I had spoken of earlier. So you mentally count to 4, inhale, pause, mentally count to 2, and exhale through your mouth, mentally counting to 7. And when you're exhaling, let the exhales be slightly longer, more deeper. And when you exhale, you can just allow your shoulders to relax. Allow your shoulders to take support from wherever you're seated. Wonderful. Nice, Deepika. So now just allow your eyes to close. Let all those muscles around your eyes relax. Feel calm, feel relaxed. Allow your shoulders, your arms, your chest, your back, your abdomen, your pelvis, your legs, your feet. Let this relaxation spread slowly, surely to every part of your body. Breathing in and breathing out. Allow your entire body to relax. Feel calm, feel at peace. From the top of your head till the tip of your toes. You can close your eyes and keep listening to me. Now, all of you are sitting in a room, right? So you just, maybe you want to visualize or imagine that you get up, you stand up, you walk to the door of the room and you open it. Maybe the door has a handle or you push it open. And when you open that door and you walk out, allow yourself to go into that event, that circumstance, a particular situation in your life, which is bringing up a lot of overwhelming emotions of being stuck, of being helpless. Okay. You feel like there's no meaning in being stuck like this. You're certain that there has to be a certain change. Things have to change. You absolutely certain, that you have to start making those changes. You want to make those changes. You want to move ahead in life. You want to grow. You want to heal. But you're resisting making those changes. Take yourself to that particular scene. Where are you? Observe. What is happening to make you feel that way? Which area of your life is feeling stuck? Since when are you feeling this way? What might be the reason for this resistance to change things in your life? Allow yourself to see it in full technicolor, sights, sounds, smells, taste, feelings, everything. How do you feel about it? The emotions, experience it fully. Identify your emotion which is associated with this particular resistance. What is the emotion that I'm feeling? Is it fear? Is it helplessness? Is it frustration? Am I feeling numb or hopeless? What brought on this feeling? What was going on before I experienced this feeling, this particular emotion? Since when am I feeling this? Why do I continue to feel this way? Where in my body do I feel this emotion the most? Where is it that I'm storing this emotion? If I am asked to describe this emotion, how will I describe it? What is the metaphor or the adjective that I will use to describe this? How is this particular emotion or belief serving me? Is it helping me in some way? What was the very first emotion or memory that I associate with this resistance? And we work from there. Map the intensity of this emotion from -10 to +10. -10 being the worst that I can feel, to +10 being that I am feeling happy about this particular emotion. Everything is wonderful. 0 being I'm numb. It doesn't make a difference. Now I'll ask you all a question. Suppose you're standing in front of a huge brick wall, okay? And you are not who you are Thor, or probably you are Bahubali, okay? And you have this mega huge hammer in your hands. There is something that you really badly want. You know what it is? And it is just beyond that particular wall. Now you know what you have to do. You know what you need to do. You just need to hit the wall with the hammer in your hands. Okay? So now just close your eyes and allow yourself to imagine or visualize how you're going to do that. What you're going to do with that hammer and the wall. I'll give you 10 seconds. Okay. So what happened to the wall? What did you do to the wall? Yeah? Kya kiya? Did you get what you wanted?
Easy.
Okay.
Just made a hole in the center and leaped across.
Okay. Okay. When I did this exercise, I practically broke down the entire wall.
Okay. No, I just made a hole enough to, just go to the other side.
I broke the wall. In my situation, the wall was of glass.
Oh, wonderful. Good for you.
So it was easy to break.
Yeah. Most of the times it is glass. Even if it is of brick, our intention really matters. Okay. You're able to break through walls. You just need to have the intent. So now everyone is set. We begin with the karate chop point. That is where we do the setup statement. Okay. So this fleshy part. How many of you are new to EFT? You can raise your hands.
I have known this, but I've been practicing it.
Okay. Okay. So Rebecca and Nancy can probably go through what is EFT all about. Okay.
Yeah.
The videos are available on the
Okay.
playlist. So that will guide you as to how to go about the next time you attend. Okay.
Yeah.
So we begin with a setup statement here. I'll be telling the points, so you can do it with your eyes closed, with your eyes open. It doesn't matter. You want to tweak the script, please feel free to do so. You want to repeat the statements in your own mind, that's up to you. Okay. So we begin. So even though there is a part of me that wants to get unstuck, there's a part of me that wants to grow and heal. But there is also a part of me that is resisting all this change. It's afraid to change because it's part of me, no? It thinks that there's going to be some kind of a punishment for changing. But I still choose to love and accept both these parts of me wholeheartedly because both of these parts belong to me. It is me. Even though I may not like where I am right now, but it feels comfortable, and very familiar. And I don't know how to manage what's going on. I don't know how to change. But I will learn to respect, honor, and love myself and how I'm feeling about the situation that I am in and about what I'm experiencing in my life. Even though I fear that change might make my life different and difficult. In fact, I might not even know how to handle any new situation. I'm scared. But still, I deeply and completely accept and love myself for who I am. Take a deep breath. And now we begin with the top of the head, the center here, top of the head. Okay. Why should I even change anything about my life? Everything is fine. The eyebrow point between the eyebrow and the start of the nose. Well, sometimes I do want to change things, but it doesn't feel safe to me at all. Corner of the eye. Change, really scares me at times. Below the eye. It's safer for me to stay where I am in my comfort zone. Below the nose. I know what to expect when I stay in my comfort zone. It's safe. Under the lips. There is no uncertainty. There is no fear. There is no self-doubt in my comfort zone. It feels good. Collarbone. I have control over my emotions here. Because I've learned all these years how to handle them. I'm an expert. I can handle it. Under your armpit. It's like 4 finger length from your armpit. I'm afraid to let this work, this change, because it scares me. Top of the head again. My past experiences have taught me that nothing will change, no matter how much I try. Eyebrow. I feel so helpless. And this entire situation is so hopeless. Corner of the eye. Why waste my time, my energy, my emotions over this? Under your eye. I give up. I give in. I've accepted my fate. Under the nose. Yes, I know. Everybody tell me. I'm sure acceptance is going to help. Under the lips. And if I accept everything just the way it is, I don't have to change anything about it, right? Collarbone. And I can continue with my life just the way it is. Under your arm, armpit. But why do I still have that small nagging thought in my mind that I wish things were different? Top of the head. What if my life can really be the way I wish for it to be? Eyebrow. What if the change is really possible and I've never given it a shot? Corner of the eye. What if my belief system needs to change? My belief system about change needs to change. Under the eye. What if by resisting to change things, I'm actually doomed to stay the same way forever, stuck in life? Under my nose, what if I start working on bringing about small, concrete changes in my life? Under your lips, maybe one small baby step at a time. Collarbone, what if this change helps me to grow, helps me heal? Under your armpit, what if it's possible and achievable and it leads me to joy, to success, to fulfillment? Again, top of the head, I'm choosing to release my fear of change. Eyebrow point, I'm releasing it from every single cell in my body. Corner of the eye, I release all the ways in which I resist these changes. Under the eye, releasing this fear of change. Under the nose, I've already changed so much over the years, so many aspects of my life. Under your lips, and I have liked a lot of changes that I have made in my life. It's not that I hate all the changes. Collarbone, I have enjoyed a lot of changes that I have made in my life till now. Under your armpit, and I know it's safe for me to make changes. Top of the head again, I choose success and joy and contentment and peace and all the changes that go with it. Eyebrow, I'm allowing myself to make all these positive changes. Corner of the eye, I'm enjoying the changes that come with what I want for myself. Under your eye, I am joyfully allowing my success, my growth, my healing, and any change, all the changes that come with it. Under your nose, I embrace this change. I honor this change and I surrender to it. Under your lips, I am allowing myself to feel comfortable with all the changes that it brings. Collarbone, I'm grateful for all the positive changes that are coming into my life and that will come into my life each day for the rest of my life. Under your armpit, I'm moving forward and embracing change in a very calm and confident way from this moment on. Now take your wrist, hold it, take a deep breath and say Om. You can open your eyes. Welcome back. So now I want all of you to grade the intensity of your emotion when you think back to the same situation, that same resistance that you had earlier. Maybe you want to imagine that wall again. It's up to you. Or you can go back to the situation where you found that you had resistance to change. You can probably close your eyes, go back to the same event, that same situation, and then you can just open your eyes. And what is the intensity of your emotion now? You had a number earlier from -10 to +10. Now, again, there is a certain intensity of that emotion. Please jot it down. And I would request you to put it in the chat box so it becomes more concrete for you. You see how the session has benefited you. Okay. take a few seconds and please jot it down. Yes, I want both the earlier, before and after. Okay, Deepika? 7 to 4, wonderful. From 7 to 4, you're going back, is it? In EFT, we usually work from the negative towards the positive. So if you find yourself still stuck up on the negative, my suggestion is to again start with your PR point. Do a repeat session until you reach at least the neutral. Okay. And work your way towards the positive. Okay. This is how we work in EFT. So you don't stop at a negative, you repeat the sequence. Okay? Yes, Nancy.
Should we use the you told we can change the words, so we can change, right? Whatever we feel, because yeah, okay, all right. Do we need?
EFT.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Nancy.
Every point, do we need to change the statement?
You can change the statement according to what you feel. See, this is a generalized EFT session. EFT is always custom made. It is for the particular individual, because the dialogues, the affirmations that go on inside your mind is it differs from person to person. Like when we saw the reasons why we resist change also, not all of them apply to everyone, right? There are certain things that are very specific to us. They are our core beliefs. So you need to work on those core beliefs which resonate with you.
Okay.
The statements should always be your own. That is why it is very important in EFT to jot down your statements about your emotions, how I'm feeling. When we did that, identify your emotions. I was asking you a few questions, right?
Yeah.
So those are the questions that you need to answer and build your particular EFT tapping sequence. When you're doing the script, when you're doing this, you need to tell those statements. The first is always the venting session, where you tell what you're feeling and then you work your way through them. Okay. If you see our earlier sessions, Nancy, it will give you a very clear picture about how it works.
I will.
Okay. So I was literally drifting. Wonderful, Suman. That's an excellent indication that you were highly stressed. Your amygdala was hijacked, and now you're feeling absolutely safe and relaxed. Wonderful. Congratulations.
Yeah, Dr. Ashwini, I was just literally drifting away, you know.
Yeah.
I actually, my emotion was very high, but I could not release it at all. Like, you know, then when I'm going on thinking of it, no, I was just drifting away.
Yeah.
So again, I was coming back. Is that okay?
It's perfectly all right. It's perfectly all right. It's our mind's way of trying to save us.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much. A lovely session, really.
Thank you
I
so
really
much.
wait for your sessions, you know.
Thank
Immediately
you so
I
much.
join up. Yeah. Thank you
Thank
so much, Dr.
It's always
Ashwini.
a pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have numbers. Let's start reading them. Rita broke the wall. Wonderful, wonderful. Vipin says very difficult to break the wall. Need help, Vipin? Let's do it together, bro. Okay. Okay. So Anita, Suman, 0 to 9. Sonali, -10 to +8. Deepika, was it 4.3 and now -6? I don't know. Neeta, 4 to 7. -7 to +2, Anita, wonderful. Ritika, 9 to 4. Darshana, 0 to 6. Rita, -8 to +6. Jahanara, -10 to 8, wonderful. Karashma, 6 to 4. Vipin, -5 to +7. Parveen, -10 to 5. Mrudula, -5 to 8. Okay. So I had a lot of yawning, Garima. Okay. And a lot of releases and threw a lot of backs or bricks. What did you throw, Garima?
Throwbacks. I said there were a lot of throwbacks. Yeah.
Okay. I thought you were throwing bricks.
No. Throwbacks. Like I went to those events actually.
Acha, okay. Yeah. Flashbacks. Yes.
Yeah.
Who's this? Rebecca. Okay. So I'm not sure what you're saying because I'm new. Okay, that's perfectly all right, Rebecca. You can probably access the earlier videos. I know you'll be lost because out of this, at least 95% of people are regulars here. So they've been there since the starting of the session. So they're well versed, they're experts in EFT now.
Okay. Yes, I can imagine. I'll try to get there.
Yeah, it's easy. It's not difficult. And it's a wonderful tool to practice.
Yeah.
This is something that will help you in the time of need. So like who was it who said that who was it? I'm not remembering. Someone told na ki I get very overwhelmed. Suddenly I feel those emotions coming up. Who was that? I'm not remembering. Okay, so in those moments, EFT really helps you. Okay. In fact, this is the go-to tool for people who are going through panic attacks, through PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, any kind of trauma, big traumas. I'm not talking about minor ones. Okay. So this is the go-to tool. In fact, in African countries, in UK, in USA, it is being taught as a part of the curriculum. Schools mein. Okay.
I see. I had no idea about it, actually. I'm absolutely, I don't have the slightest idea about it. I'll read up about it in the next session. Yeah. I'll be better prepared.
Yeah, definitely. So Suman says,
I'll share the first session with you, Rebecca.
Yeah, when Asha Ankita, I'm traveling on the 1st of September. I won't be available till the 7th. So probably that is when you can do the video. Okay? Please make note. I won't be there from 1st September to 7th. Even I broke the wall as you told to assume ourselves. Bahubali. Okay, wonderful, Suman. Yes, Mridula, you wanted to ask something.
Yeah, Ashwini, I wanted to ask you, you said the 3 things. One is venting. And what are the other 2 in the order?
See, you begin with the venting and then you work on the belief system.
Okay.
What is the reason that you're experiencing those emotions is your belief system.
Okay.
Then you work on changing that belief system.
Okay.
That
you said the 3 things. You named it something. Healing, is it?
I don't know. I just go with the flow, whatever comes to mind.
Okay. So first is the belief. And then?
After you work on your belief system, that is basically how we do what if. What if this belief system is, skewed? How can I change it? Okay. Then you make that choice to change. And what is the next action plan?
Okay.
And you begin with venting and you end with gratitude. Okay. And please don't go to gratitude if you don't feel it. You should be authentic in what you feel. So if you're just feeling like venting, please continue venting until you feel that you have taken it all out of your system. Okay. Until then, please don't stop venting.
Okay.
This is the beauty of EFT.
When I'm doing it for somebody else, how do I know what they are feeling or?
If you're doing it as a therapist,
yes,
you are trained to learn. You observe body language.
Okay.
You will feel that resistance. You can actually observe that resistance. Okay. So you begin with the next session of venting.
Okay.
Plus you have that, you even you scale your intensity, right? That also gives you a very clear picture about where you find yourself.
Okay.
So it's not just your body language, it is also your how you feel on the inside.
Okay.
Both of those are amalgamated and then you proceed in the session. A person might tell you, I'm feeling -9 to now I'm feeling +10. But what if the body language doesn't say so? Then you again begin.
And how many cycles do we go,
See, ideally, maximum of 2 or 3 cycles are found to be more than effective. Okay. Even for the worst of traumas. I'm talking about the worst of traumas. Okay. I'm talking about panic attacks. I'm talking about PTSD. I'm talking about rape victims. Hi, Sonali. Okay. So I'm talking about those cases where it gets too overwhelming. For day-to-day issues, a normal one session of tapping, I think, suffices. And please feel free to do it again. You're just using your fingers. Hannah, you're using your own body as your instrument. So you don't have to do anything else. Is that wonderful?
Thank you so much.
Always a pleasure. Yes, Sonali.
Yes, actually, I missed out the timing, so I joined late.
I had to change the timing today. I actually I'm in the committee for my colony association, and we have a meeting coming up in the next 15-20 minutes. So there is a nomination I've filed. Election hai, general body meeting hai. So I have to.
Anyways, I'll see the earlier part on the recording later. Okay, I wanted to ask one thing. What I feel is that number one, when we are here in this session, that means that our resistance to change is, more of unconscious, because consciously we want to change, and people who are really in need of change, obviously we can't expect and we can't even change others, but people who are really in need, they don't bother to find out all these things. That's one thing what I that's what my thought is. Secondly, when for example, when we are trying to make those changes, what happens is like what I had heard from someone, that there is an unhealed you and an unhealed environment. When you are healing yourself, still the environment is not allowing you to. As I have experienced, whenever we try to change, like there are things in the external environment which again pull us down. Like and sometimes those circumstances are very, very trying. So that is one major obstacle which I encounter. So what to do? And even I think Jahara asked that, in the chat, that when people try to pull you down, from your own family, for example, she said. So there are many people who face this. We are trying to heal ourselves. We're trying to do all what, we can to change. Though, of course, there may be reasons, even the unconscious ones in our own self. But what about the environment? Because sometimes someone is going through really challenging circumstances where one can't, one can't, is not able to make that change, that response, and just keeps on reacting to triggers. So what to do in that case?
Stronger boundaries, Sonali. That is why it is very important. Ye dekha hai? Our sense organ, which is the biggest sense organ, it's our skin. It protects us from the outer environment. If we didn't have the skin, we wouldn't be alive. Our body is also showing us that it's important to have a boundary. Okay, that's why I mentioned even in the beginning of the session that it's important to have an internal boundary and an external boundary. Okay. When you create a boundary, you value your space, you value yourself, most importantly. Okay. And your external environment has nothing to do with it once you start valuing yourself.
Even in the most trying of, circumstances.
Anything I'm telling you. No matter how much of difficult or torturous and external circumstances, like I shared about Shalini also. If probably we can have Vipin talking at the end. So each of us have our own struggles that we face in life. We have to build up our self-worth. And until we do that, we are always susceptible to external environment. Okay. बहुत मैटर करता है, बहुत ज्यादा.
Till you do your workshop on boundaries, where we'll learn that.
Probably October, pata nahi, because September again it's looking busy.
Any tip on how to, like not allow the external environment to affect us? Any tip till then?
We'll do it in detail, yes, Sonali. I don't want to break it up into tidbits. Because उसमें क्या होता है ना, you get lost and you try and do something and repercussions उसके बहुत होते हैं. Okay. So you have to be ready for the consequences. You need to be well educated, like how Deepika had mentioned. She was that eaglet which flew and fell down. We don't want that happening. Correct? We want that eaglet to fly, not fall down.
Yeah. And in fact, I mean, that is one of my favorite quotes. I don't know by whom, but it says, "Oh my darling," it starts with, "What if I fall? Oh my darling, but what if you fly?" Yeah, it's so resonating. Something you say and it clicks. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
For terror news, when we were growing up, there was lots of terror news in the environment, which has scared us. So
yes,
is it for that, how much session like we need to do?
Not more than 1 or 2. It's again a belief system.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of terror in the environment was there.
You can work on your belief systems. Okay.
Ashwini, I didn't see the wall. I saw that I was in a cage and I was trying to come out. Then I didn't see the face. A person came and opened it and I came out of it.
Okay.
Is it
wonderful.
a good sign?
It's perfectly all right.
Or is it my thoughts only?
It's always your thoughts. It's always your subconscious mind. Always. Okay.
But I could see, like, I could come out. Somebody came and opened the door of the cage.
Like last session, we spoke about how Houdini had escaped from jail, right? So most of the times it is us. We cage ourselves. And we free ourselves.
Circumstances also compel us, no? Sometimes what to do.
No, it's a choice we make. I very firmly believe that even when we don't choose something, we make a choice not to choose it. Ultimately, it always boils down to what you choose in life. We are never, ever helpless. It's a choice that we make to remain helpless. Okay.
Thank you.
A pleasure. Anyone else wants to say something? Otherwise, we'll wind up. Hannah?
Thank you.
Any thoughts?
Yeah, I'd like to offer my deep gratitude to you, Dr. Ashwini.
Thank you so much,
Karina. And how beautifully you are balancing every aspect of your life, and it is very inspiring.
Thank you so much.
So many aspects. Every session gives a peekaboo into your world, and it's beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I agree. You're amazing, Ashwini.
Thank you. So Deepika was new today, right? Okay, Deepika was new. Then Jayashree was new. Okay.
Yeah. There's one Rashu, Dr. Rashu, I introduced her. Rashu, can you please show yourself?
Yeah, Rashu Kureli.
He's a doctor.
Yes. Okay, okay. Thank you all who have joined in today for the first time. I hope you liked the session. Looking forward to meeting you all again, okay?
Yeah. That's awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
We'll see you all next Sunday.
Next week.
Yes.
Yeah, next week topic is going to be procrastination. We'll work on one issue. Huh?
Is it at 10 o'clock or?
Yeah, it will be at 10. Today I had that
That's
AGM meeting to attend. That's why I requested Ankita that I'll do it at 9.
Okay.
I have to be present because all of those people stood by me in my difficult times in the past 1 week.
Okay.
They were all there with me, even at 11:30 at night in the police station. So I have to be there. Okay. Yeah.
All the best. Continue to be the change.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. It was a nice experience, Ashwini, to be with you. And
Thank you so
really,
much.
I could feel the wall and everything. It was a great session.
So who were you? Who were you? Were you Thor or Bahubali?
I was actually in the hurt mode and not able to break the wall, but I thought there is a freedom behind the wall and I have to break the wall. So I got that power to break the wall.
Wonderful, wonderful. So हमारे time में क्या होता था? When I was young, I remember we used to see He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. किसने देखा है?
Shaktiman.
Shaktiman, I know, and Johnny Sokko and the Giant Robot. I used to actually come running home to watch those serials. So we've grown up on those, no? So it makes sense. Make yourself the hero. Don't wait for the hero. You are the hero of your own life. Don't wait for someone else to come and save you from yourself. Okay? That is the lesson for today.
Very true.
Okay.
That was why I fall, because I was counting on others.
Yeah. You are the hero of your own life. You wear the cape. Okay? And the chaddi to go with it. Okay. Chalo, have a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy all of you. And we'll get back to the next week.
Have a beautiful Sunday, everyone.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.